Happy Diwali Day.
Dawali Day? What do you mean? What's that?
Come on, you don't know Diwali Day? What is wrong with you? Actually, it's Diwali week. And what Diwali Day is, and Diwali week is, it's a huge holiday in India. And a lot of our politicians are extending their gratitude and their congratulations to our large Hindu population and Sikh population celebrate Diwali Day. And you know what they do on Diwali Day, right?
What's that?
Well, they light lights, they have food, and they light fireworks, and they do all kinds of things. I'm going to tell you what it signifies, and I'd say one of their most exciting rituals that I don't think I'll ever participate in unless I've had a lot of drinks. But they're what it means, Diwali, is one of the Hindu gods of good over evil, light over darkness, and of course, knowledge over ignorance. So it's all positive stuff. You know, I'm not knocking. You know, I know a lot of Indian people, and I have some friends that are Indian. I think it's great. But the thing is, when you celebrate the holiday, or they come on, it's like, do we celebrate that holiday? A lot of the politicians, as I mentioned, are actually, you know, offering their congratulations and you know, positive thoughts and words toward this holiday, though I don't think they even know what it really means. But you got to understand there's a huge Indian population, and New York is number one. But these politicians, knowing this, want to get the Indian vote. So we have the H-1B visa. A lot of very talented Indian people have come over who are well-versed in the sciences, engineering, electronics, mechanical engineering. It's definitely a plus. But as you do know, I'm American, and I'm proud to be born here in the United States, and I celebrate that. But it does take away from the jobs of the native-born people, which is, you know, kind of a sketchy area. And also by doing that, they're able to pay less to the Indian workers who come over. So the real winners are the populations the politicians and the actual owners of the companies, the businesses. One of the most interesting things I saw, just as kind of a little bit of a sidebar, but one of their favorite traditions, I don't know if I'll ever see it here, is hundreds, maybe even thousands get together and they have a cow poop throwing contest. They all throw cow poop at each other. I just don't see myself doing that. I'd have to have a whole lot of drinks to do something like that, but it did look kind of funny. And there's a lot of people I wouldn't mind throwing cow poop at, but I have a hard time touching it. So anyway, but this is a real big thing. And a lot of times, you know, when not the cow poop part, but coming over with the H-1B visa, which is actually a 6-year visa. So they're allowed to stay here 6 years with that visa, and you have to have a special talent, such as, like I mentioned, the engineering and possibly medical. But there's no corruption in this, and what I mean by that is they're letting anybody, a lot of people come over. And Uber had fired 1,000 people and actually took in some of these H-1B people to drive for Uber. And I'm not sure the actual year. I have to do a little study on that. But I find that quite interesting. So somebody does benefit. I personally admire a lot of the Indian people. I think they're very intelligent. They have a lot to offer, and it's true they have a lot of talent. And I love their food. And some of their culture is very spiritual. The home and the birth of yoga is from India. And I used to be an avid yoga practitioner, and I started to do it again a little bit. But it's just very different from from the American way of life, let's say from the 1950s to now. And back in 1965, they had the special, I think it's called the Hart-Celler law that allowed people to come. It was pushed through by the Democrats, by the way. And this law allowed more or less anybody to start coming over into the United States. So diversity can be good, but do people assimilate? Do they? A lot of times they don't. They stay with their own, they take care of their own, and they shop with their own, and that's what they're comfortable with. But when you think of diversity, you think of everybody getting involved. So I don't think a lot of times the diversity has reached these people coming to our country, be it from south of the border, China, or India. They tend to be where they're comfortable with, and that would be, staying with their own race. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it kind of isn't, they're not diversifying like they keep pushing. So a bit of a trap, bit of a quandary, and I just wanted to let you know about this Dīpāvalī Day, and what else can I tell you more about it?
Oh, nothing. I don't want to know any more about it. I think I've heard enough.
I'm sorry?
I think I've heard enough.
So let me know when you're ready to go to that Dawali cow poop flying or throwing contest. I think we'd be quite a team.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
No, you don't have to. That's just my sense of humor. But again, I find diversity can be really good. I like to learn new things from people, and if they're open to it, I'm open to interact and learn. But a lot of times, a lot of people aren't open to it. We try. We all, as Rodney King once said, we all got to get along. I agree with that, but yet we don't want to dilute ourselves so bad that this country has lost sight of who it is and what we're trying to achieve. Now that you have all the politicians, putting it out on their channel, Ted Cruz, happy Diwali Day, and of course, Vice President Vance's wife is Indian. And, President Trump is putting the happy Diwali Day, though he's like, I don't like the H-1B visa, he was saying, but I use it because I'm a businessman. But it's destructive. So it's a bit of a it's like two sides pulling at you, one on each side. What do I do? But as president, Mr. President Trump, you're supposed to do what's best for your fellow Americans. If you flood the country with so many immigrants from other parts of the world, guess what happens? We lose a lot of our quality jobs. And it may be true. There's on the lower end jobs, a lot of Americans probably don't want to do that right now. But in the state of economy right now, the state of the nation, it's hard to even find jobs now, strangely enough. So the word on the street is, if you have a job, you better nurture that job, take care of that job, and do a good job, because if not, there'll be somebody there waiting to take your job.
What about AI? I heard that's going to take out most all the jobs.
AI is a whole different story. That's like Terminator stuff. What's going to happen when the robots take over the world? The AI takes over. These, more and more you're seeing these like, what is it, Boston Technology or whatever it is back there with those robots they're building, and they're able to do a lot. And yeah, it's true. The fast food industry, people are losing their jobs. And for maybe how many jobs is AI going to create versus how many jobs is it going to destroy? So it's got to pull on the CEOs of these companies, because I know the CEOs do really care about their workers to some extent. Some don't. Some care only about the bottom line. But the thing is, you get, people are people. If you have a company, we'd have a nice holiday party or Christmas party. It's nice to see the managers there, and they get out there and give a speech and thank the employees, because the employees are what makes the company run. And I'm wondering how, especially in the service industry, how the general public is going to react to robots or AI. I mean, I personally, if I was traveling, I'd rather meet a human being who'd welcome me with a nice warm smile and how are you today? And what are you here for? How can we help you get what you want to get? And how can we get you where you want to go? I guess AI is capable of doing that.
Yeah. Well, hey,
but
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say that if you look at your body, you can. What do we do? What do we have for the five senses? We have taste, smell, vision, hearing, and feeling. But we've also created cameras, vibration detectors, microphones for audio, etc. So if you imagine the world hooked up with all these sensors going to the AI brain, it would be like an artificial living organism.
Right. And I don't know what rate technology is expanding. I mean, I don't know what it's going to look like 10 years from now. I think if I were to go fast forward myself 10 years in the future, I think I'd be blown away what I'm going to see. If there's anybody left, it might just be all machines. So, maybe Terminator was an actual documentary. I don't know. But with this AI, you've heard stories of how they want to replicate, how they want to stop themselves from being turned off. And I mean, I can see some huge advantages to it. And like you said, the technology is there, and it's going to change the world as we see it. Are we going to have an AI God that we pray to? Is that next? I pray to the real God.
Well, there's some people suggesting we need to replace all the politicians with AI.
Sometimes you have to make decisions not just on numbers and statistics. You have to have a human element of common sense. Does AI possess common sense? I really don't know. I mean, you have these self-driving cars. They still have who are more or less AI, and I just heard that they were circulating a school bus and the kids couldn't get off the bus. And so they've still got to work the bugs out. But there's something almost, I hate to use this term, sinister about AI. It's almost like, if AI is here, what good are we? The humans, what are we? Are we here? Are we just be getting in the way of AI? Are they going to do away with us? Maybe only have a few left? I guess the conspiracy term would be useless eaters. Useless eaters. Of course, they always have the bugs for the useless eaters, right? That doesn't appeal to me. I'd have to put a whole lot of sauce on them. Maybe A1 or ketchup or maybe hot sauce. But I don't see myself trying it unless I've been trying it all along without knowing. Like talking about AI, I do see it as uncharted territory. I do see it if you're able to jump on the wave, have opportunities to make money